My motherfucking 4-year anniversary. It deserves its own intro, okay? It's me, it's Shan, it's Chantal. What's up? Who is Shan? It is me at ShanBePoddin, Podcast Queen. Hashtag me. I thank you. Welcome to my 4-year anniversary show. Okay, this is She Gets It Pod. All right, also known as She Gets It Podcast, also known as Where She Talks Her Shit, also known as Where's Your Headphones? Put them shits in. HR issue. What's up? Y'all ready? Okay, let's go. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to She Gets It Podcast. Today is my 4-year anniversary episode. My 4-year anniversary is actually on the 26th, but that is a Saturday. I'm not gonna let y'all wait for a Saturday show because that's when I do Loud Mouth Stereo with Greg. Shout out to Young Black and Bothered. But I'm celebrating my 4-year anniversary of the podcast today. She Gets It. That's how it started. And then when I saw that there were several people with She Gets It in their name or She Gets It as their podcast, but they're not doing anything with recent content on there, I was like, okay, let me just add She Gets It Pod instead of doing the back and forth, because I don't want my hashtags to be helping the work that they're not putting in. I want my hashtags to be helping me and the work that I've been putting in. So I added She Gets It Pod on there, and I was like, I'm gonna make this episode 12. So I did it. I'm here. I started this podcast because I hated listening to my voice and I wanted to get used to it. The first podcast I ever listened to was definitely The Read. And to me, it was like listening to radio and interesting points of view without the commercials, which I appreciated. And it was on my phone, and it was something I could listen to get away from the fact that I'm doing mundane work at a corporate job. And it was like an escape. And I was like, listen, I got some thoughts. I got some things I want to do. Let me see if I could do this and see if I like it. And it just became a thing that I wanted to do because I had so many different thoughts to share. So here I am 4 years later, and I just started venting about parenting on Cozy Womb Podcast. And then I was like, you know what? I can't be on here talking about babies and being a parent and being a mom and being wholesome and then talk about dick. It don't make no sense. I mean, it does go together because you do need dick to make babies, but at the same time, I didn't want it to be all in one show. So I was like, let me put the other part of who I am on its own show. And I named it She Gets It because the older I get, the more I start to understand people's different points of view on shit. And I start to be completely comfortable in the fact that this is what I do. This is how I think. But I'm also going to respect the way that you think that and the way that you do shit for you, as long as it doesn't affect me. And that's why it's called She Gets It, because different points of views can be said, whether it's for men or women, kids or old people, work life or not want to work for somebody. And I get all points of view because there's pros and cons and everything. You could be like, oh, I eat really healthy. I have salads all the time. But do you also know if you eat too many pieces of spinach, it's harmful for your kidneys? Like, there's the key in everything, good or bad, is balance. There's nothing wrong with alcohol. There's nothing wrong with drugs. What's wrong is people don't know their goddamn limits, okay? So when it comes to this podcasting shit, there's nothing wrong with the abundance of different podcasts. What's wrong with it is people be forcing content when they have no content. People be forcing likes when people really don't fuck with shit. People be forcing something to be really good when they're not even paying attention to the feedback. All right. So when it comes to this podcasting shit, I'm 4 years deep in this hole. And I'm loving it. Fuck McDonald's, okay? Because that shit ain't real food, no way. All right. If you was in the 80s, if you was an 80 baby, that was the last time you had real McDonald's, okay? On my mama. Okay, last time you had real McDonald's. Shit that made sense, all right? Them Happy Meals was happy in the 80s. If you eating McDonald's right now, your guts ain't shit. Your guts ain't shit. Ain't no way. But we ain't here for that. We here to celebrate these 4 years. I want to talk about my top favorite shows over the 4 years. My best vent shows. My favorite shows by me and other people I possibly collab with. I want to talk about my most memorable episode, tips for podcasting, and podcasting must-haves. So it's going to be a really good episode. I hope you enjoy yourself. I'm going to enjoy doing this with you, and we here. I want to say a special thank you to everybody that's been, everybody step in. Girl, where's your mama? Where's your mama? What did she teach you? I want to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting me, pushing me, giving me their feedback. Thank you to Greg for putting me on to different podcast opportunities when you didn't know me from shit. I want to say thank you to Drake from Everything Culture, Baylor for pushing your people in an intricate way, Gigi. Gigi's whole plan for me is to find true peace and a great relationship and a man who delivers me great D and loves my insides also without the dick in there. That's her goal for me. And I love her for that. I want to thank, who else do I want to thank? I want to thank X number 3, wherever he is. I'm not going to drop his name, for even putting this idea in my head, kind of to share my thoughts. Even though we didn't successfully do a podcast together, I want to thank him for that because he always allowed me to be eclectic in what I wanted to talk about, and we always had great discussion chemistry. Okay, I want to thank my mom for never ever like trying to box the way I think or trying to box my creativity, or always being open to hearing what I'm creating or what I'm working on. Like, I just got off of the phone with her and I was like, Mom, my new book came in. And she was like, let me see it. And so I'm on video with her and I'm showing her the book. And she was like, oh, okay. See, I don't know anything about Instagram and TikTok, so I want to need that. I thought it was a book that you wrote. No, it's a interactive book. It's a workbook. It's for podcast creators to market themselves. And she was like, oh, okay, that's really good. She was like, people will be able to use that. Right now, I'm just focusing on, what is she on? Clubhouse. My mother is on Clubhouse. My mother is 69 years old on Clubhouse. Who put her up to this? But I also want to thank you guys for supporting whoisshan.com, supporting Who Is Shan Shop, She Gets It Shop, Cozy Womb Shop. I want to thank you for supporting Loudmouth Stereo Shop, So What Page Be On, Be Podcast, Let's Shop Be the Shop, Mama's Cozy Closet. Like, when I tell y'all my forehead ain't big for no reason, my forehead is big because I do a lot of things, I think of a lot of things, and I can categorize a lot of what I need to do in a crazy way where I don't miss. I don't miss because organization is me. Like, calendars everywhere, staying consistent, putting my effort into something that will show me a ROI real quick. Okay, return on investment for those of you who do not read and don't listen to your professors in college. I don't know what the fuck you went to college for if you wasn't paying attention. Shout out to my professor who was teaching us our strategic analysis class. I really enjoyed that class where we really analyze different companies and their purpose and how they get their audience and demographics. I enjoyed that class. Where the fuck are you going, Chantal? I just wanted to say thank you because y'all don't know me from shit. Y'all don't know me from nothing. I just recently popped my TikTok cherry for real, where I'm really putting my face out there, my thighs. Yes, that is a Jamaican elephant on my thigh. And for those of you who feel like, oh my gosh, she has a thigh tattoo, she must be a hoe and a harlot. No, my dick mileage is very low. Thank you. I'm very picky. I don't date. I like my people. I'm introverted and I'm also extroverted, so don't get it twisted. This thigh tat means I just have a thigh tat. It has nothing to do with how often dick miles get used up on me, because they don't get used all the time by everybody. Y'all out here with drive-through punani, mind that. Y'all out here with community peen, mind that. Okay. Anyway, where was I going? It's appreciation. Like, I appreciate you guys for supporting me. Everybody that has ever bought merch, my books on lulu.com. I want all podcasters to be able to get their point across in a major way, in a good way. And if my books help with that, great. If my book did not help you and could possibly help somebody else that you know, even better. Like, the information, there's no point in hogging information that can help people. Like, I'm not the woman that you're going to see out in the street and you're going to see something that I have or like on me and ask me where did I get it or what is that? And I'm not going to be the one like the internet. Bitch, what? I'm going to tell you exactly where to get it. So when I'm podcasting and people hit me up with podcast questions, I'm going to tell you exactly how to get the result that you want to get if I know. And if I don't know, I'm probably going to think of somebody that can possibly know more than me, and I'm going to tell you who they are. I'm not going to give you their phone number. I'm not going to give you their email. I'm going to send you probably their @name. And if they choose to talk to you, they do. If they don't, they don't. I don't like middleman ass shit. So don't put me in the middle of it. I'm just trying to help you connect your own dots. Okay. You got to be able to dream this shit, plan this shit, do this shit consistently. Okay. You don't got to be in a box. Your podcast doesn't have to be one thing. And the feedback that I have gotten in the last 4 years has shown me that I don't have to fit in nobody else's shit. I fit in my shit. Okay. And the people that really support me and come through for me and understand me and have, you know, different discussions with me at all hours of the night, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate the ways that y'all push me to be better, because y'all do push me indirectly and directly. And it's appreciated. And I hope you guys are celebrating with me with this episode, because it's a good week. It's a good motherfucking week. So let's continue. All right, so let me talk about it. So, what are my top favorite shows by me over the last 4 years? I'm going to go from 4 to 1. This might be the time for you to get a sticky note or a piece of paper to write it down, so maybe you'll go back to it. Oh, pause. Another thing. A lot of my earlier episodes, if it's from like season 1 through 7, I pick and chose a lot of them to put on exclusive with Red Circle. Red Circle is my platform for all of the podcasts. So if you don't see it on the regular podcast platforms, it's probably behind an exclusive page where you would have to subscribe with Red Circle. If you're interested in subscribing, I'll make a post to the link if you want to subscribe. That's something I need to do today. Where's my sticky note so I can make them for you? All right. Red Circle. Exclusive. My neighbor's truck is so loud. Exclusive post. Gotcha. Yeah, so like if you can't find one of these episodes, it's probably behind a paywall where you would have to subscribe to get it on Red Circle only. Okay, you ready? Get ready to clown around. Molly in that motherfucking comfy couch was my shit all the way up into high school. If I woke up and I had to be at the bus by a certain time, you guaranteed Captain Planet was gonna be on and Molly's comfy couch. Look what you heard. All right, number 4 for my top 4 favorite shows in the last 4 years. How convenient. Validate Yourself. Okay. Love that episode. Love doing that episode because I feel like that at that time when I did that episode, it was the beginning of people sitting on social media waiting for people to validate them or tell them who they were. And I feel like that is a very dangerous thing to do because when you're not getting the right attention and you're waiting for outside people to validate you and what you're doing, you're always going to be waiting on someone else to tell you how great you are. You should already know that. You should always be in a position to be able to sell yourself. Not physically, but, you know. If you got OnlyFans, you got OnlyFans. I understand. Look at the gas prices and the food. Number 3, Sending Nudes 101. I want to say I did that with Chrissy, one of my friends, or Kiki. I can't remember for right now, but that was a good episode to do, Sending Nudes 101, because a lot of y'all sending ashy wangs and punanis that have been used and abused, and everything's falling out of place like a messy hoagie. Shout out to Philly hoagies. Number 2, emotional blackmail. That episode got over 400 something plays by now, and that was in season 8. And I enjoyed that episode because too many people out here play on people's emotions. And I think I made that episode when it was like the beginning times of people basically being stuck in the house with the person that they chose to be with and realizing that that person was basically blocking them from their growth. So a lot of people might emotionally blackmail you when you want to change and make you feel guilty for wanting a change, or make you feel guilty for wanting to move on, or wanting a new job, or wanting a new relationship. Don't ever make anybody make you feel guilty about that shit. If you want better and you're ready for better, get better. Period. My number 1 favorite show in the last 4 years that I did was My Last 5 Ain't Yours. That was one of my beginning episodes that I did when I started podcasting. And I did that episode because I think people have a bad habit of assuming what other people have financially, if they're set, if they're in a better position than they are. And they try to dictate how you spend your money, what you should be able to afford, and shit don't work like that. Like, can't nobody tell me, oh, you shouldn't have any problem paying such and such because you seem like you got it, or you seem like you should have options, or you seem like, there should be somebody you should ask. After you graduate college, that's how the people at the school loans be. So is there anybody that you can borrow $5,000 from to go ahead and pay your school loans, and then you can just pay it off with them? Who the fuck do you know that's a friend or family member that just lets you borrow $6,000 on a Tuesday to repay one school loan? Who? And I'm still waiting for this government to go ahead and wipe them school loans away, since my university was on that motherfucking list for basically manipulating people to pay outrageous fees. Loud ass motherfucking truck. What else? So those are like my favorite episodes that I've done so far, and I might have new favorites to come. So if you're interested in checking those out, you can check those out. They're definitely going to be part of my early seasons. Again, if you don't see it, it's probably behind a paywall with Red Circle. Red Circle is a web-based platform. It is not an app, so don't look for it as an app. It is something you can only get on the web by putting in the website and having to log in. All right, now, best vent shows that I've done. Let's get into it. The best shows that I have had vent sessions on will definitely have to be Anti-Black History Month that I recently did. Season 16, it was a bonus episode because, it was in the month of February, and I just felt like people were taking advantage of Blackness like they always do every fucking year. Drake, I know you love that one. Shout out to my pod fam. The other best vent episode that I had was called Loyalty and Cheating is a Contradiction. And I did that for season 9, episode 19. Sometimes I could get really specific and tell you exactly where it is, and sometimes I can't. But basically, loyalty and cheating is a contradiction because you can't be loyal and cheat. And if X number 5 is listening to this for the last time, and if you want to feel like you right and I'm wrong, that's fine, because I don't give a fuck. But for the last time, clarification. If any woman in your future tells you repeatedly for weeks, I feel single, you don't really talk to me, you're distant, and you suffer from depression, nigga, but you don't want to get help, and you don't want to work at it, so it's not a revolving issue, and you just expect whoever you in a relationship to deal with the fact that you might talk to them consistently for 3 days, and then you quiet for a fucking week, and you expect to talk back to them again, and that woman's supposed to be in good spirits and in a good mood. You're fucking delirious. And yes, what your mom said about you possibly being single until the casket drop is probably what's going to happen, because in a relationship, you have to be able to talk to the person that you're in a relationship with consistently. What do you want?
I was like, can I have some ice cream?
You want ice cream instead of the chicken?
Yeah.
Yes, you can have ice cream. Not a lot, and don't touch my sprinkles, or I'm going to put you in a headlock.
A headlock?
Yeah, close my door. Oh. Close my door!
I'm going to put you in.
Get... You heard her threaten me? Okay. Yeah, so hopefully he's learned that you can't be hot and cold in a relationship with somebody, especially long distance. Like, sir, what the fuck were you doing? So, again, I don't feel like he's a bad person. I just feel like he's not going to do anybody, with a vagina, any help by being in a relationship with them if he's not willing to deal with his depression. But basically, I was telling him when I could talk to him, when he would talk, that I feel single for weeks. And the times where he didn't talk, I would go days without talking to him. You know, he would drive to come see me, and I offered to drive to go see him. He was like, no. I think one time I halfway drove to meet him somewhere just to spend time. And you ever been with somebody and shit just feels off, like they holding back what they want to talk about or what they're thinking? Oh my God. If that was the first time, that time when we fucked, it felt like I was fucking someone that was basically paying me to be fucked, and I was doing a job. Because it was like there was no discussion during the session. I couldn't really get any chemistry because I felt like he was holding back thoughts, and it was like a short time to spend time. And I really just don't feel like in his life at the time it was a good time for him to try to have a relationship with anybody, because he really didn't have time. This man is married to his work. Not realistically, not legally, but basically he works and he works and he works. He has a house. He pays his fucking bills. He takes care of his 2 kids. And this nigga buys Jordans. Period. Like, what the fuck? I'm not saying that he's a bad individual. He's not. But I just don't feel like men like that have any room for a woman, honestly, to evolve a relationship in a healthy way. So basically why I'm saying this is when I had broken up with him a second time officially. I broken up with him in text and through email because he was so hot and cold that I would text him, I would see him read it, and there would be no fucking response. And then when he felt like he was in a good mood, one random day, he would hit me with like 6 text messages back to back in a short period and expect an answer as soon as he would text me. I'm just like, nigga, it don't work like that. I'm actually working and I'm going to text you back. So he would act like, see, you never text back. Don't gaslight me. Don't gaslight me. Don't do it. Don't do it, because I don't forget shit, and I will pull your fucking card. Don't do it. So it was just like a lot of unnecessary loopholes just to have just consistent communication. And that was the last and final long distance relationship I will ever try to do. Fuck that shit. And if long distance relationships have worked for you and you're listening to this, kudos to you. But for me, it's a no motherfucking go. And so when I had broken up with him, I guess he felt like we wasn't broken up. So when I had moved on after that and I was talking on my episode about something else, he overheard and randomly texted me. I want to say it was like 3 or 4 weeks after I broke up with him. And there was no talking. There was no conversation. You did not come see me. So I don't know where in the fuck you felt like we were still in a relationship. He was like, who you wearing sexy panties for? And hit me with the Ike meme in text. And I purposely let that fucking text sit there for 24 hours before I responded. You can't ask me that. And legit, you can't ask nobody that after they broke up with you. Or if you want to say you broke up with them, it don't matter. Spilt milk, it's done, right? And so to this day, he came into my DMs when I had dropped loyalty and cheating is a contradiction in my DMs after saying happy birthday to my youngest daughter. And I'm just like, so I had hit him up. I said, don't worry about her birthday if we don't talk. And he was like, something, what your problem is. And then he had sent my link to my podcast about loyalty and cheating is a contradiction. He was like, you're a hypocrite. I was like, sir, we were broken up. So whatever I did after we broken up does not apply to you. So if you want to take this as you felt like I wasn't loyal or I was cheating and that's why we got together, you can have that illusion, but that's not why we're not together. I've never cheated on anybody I was in relationships with. I would rather break up with you, not be with you, not give a fuck who you're fucking while we're broken up, and not ask you that shit, because that shit don't matter if we ever get back together, and move the fuck on. But to be in a relationship with somebody that I claim I love and I care about and I want to invest my time into and cheat, that shit don't make no sense. That's not what I do. So in his mind to this day, it was a cheating problem. It was a loyalty problem. Never. Not on my part. But anyway, I hope he's enjoying his work life that he's married to. And I hope his kids are enjoying the fact that they have a great dad, because they do. But other than that, I hope he's not dragging no other woman into a relationship that's not going to prosper because he's not working on himself. Okay? Men, work on yourself before you try to welcome a woman into the mix, because women don't like inconsistent shit unless that woman is also inconsistent and doing something else. Take that how you need to take that. The next episode that I vented on that I liked was Everything Is Not a Thing. And I did that for season 12, episode 30. And basically it was where everybody was trying to put titles on shit and call shit a shit when shit is not a shit. It's just that person's personal opinion. It doesn't apply to everybody. And this is why I be talking about people need to learn to own their shit and stop trying to make it apply to everybody because they do it. What you do ain't got shit to do with what I do. So don't put me in your mix. Period. The other episode that I enjoyed venting on was All of America deserves edibles, because they do. There's no way that you can be in America and see and hear the disrespect, the hatred, and the unfairness and the unjust in this country and not feel like you need a drink or you need an edible to get through it. Because you do. You need some type of resolve to get through the fuckery that is every day, especially in adulting. Okay? So I enjoyed those episodes. All of America Deserves Edibles is in season 7. I can't tell you what number episode that was, because back then was where I really wasn't thinking numbering episodes and seasons was important. It is. Because when you want to go back and find this shit, you need to know where the shit is. What else? I want to make sure I'm not talking about shit more than once. Again, my anniversary is Saturday the 26th. But this is episode 12, and I want to drop it on a Wednesday for you. Favorite shows with other people. And just like did great numbers. I got great feedback on Spend the Night Bag with Mr. Rounds. I don't know if you know his podcast. Look him up. Rounds with a Z at the end. That's in episode 7. Relationship Mind Games. That was a fun episode to do. What else? Having a brain fart. That oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. How am I having a brain fart right now? The episode I did with KD where we were talking about chakras. The chakra talk. We was talking about chakras. KD has a podcast called Protect Your Energy Podcast. Please get into it. Look it up. She also has a brand called Protect Your Energy. Check her out on protectyourenergy.com. Protect Yo Energy, not your. Yo. Energy.com. She has great products. She was on that episode with me talking about chakras. I did that season 4, episode 20. So you can check it out. Again, if you do not see that episode on the drop down, you need to check it out on the exclusive episodes that you can get when you subscribe on Red Circle. What's the next episode? Are you getting your 7 types of rest? That was a good episode, and I was surprised by the numbers that did, which told me that people are out here not getting the proper rest that they need and the proper reset that they need, which is why there's a lot more miserable people out here. Makes sense. Okay, so get your proper rest. That was episode 11, season 11, episode 19. 10 situationships you ain't even know you in. I feel like 90% of the people out here in this world right now have situationships, and they know that they have situationships. They just don't want to call this shit a shit. And if it floats your boat, it floats your boat. Me personally, I'm not claiming no single man. I'm not bragging about the fact that I'm over 30 and I have a boyfriend that's childish as fuck. You just a man that just so happens to be in my life for right now. And if you really want to make a difference and you really want to stake a claim, you better marry me and I better want to marry you, period. Other than that, my name is Chantal and we digging each other for right now. We getting to know each other for right now. We don't know each other 100% and this is a work in progress. Period. Don't call me your girlfriend. Don't call me your old lady. I hate that. I know you Southern men like saying that dumb shit, and I hate that. I have 2 exes from Mississippi. Trust me. Trust me. I've heard a little too much. Yeah. That's me in a nutshell. Like, don't claim me unless you gonna claim me and name me. Period. So check those episodes out. Now, let's get into the most memorable episodes that I've done for She Gets It podcast. Hey guys, I definitely made She Gets It pod for your anniversary merch. So if you want to get a t-shirt, shot glass, because y'all be drinking. I ain't swallowing no watermelon. I'm not. Okay, I might make you put it somewhere, but I'm not swallowing no watermelon. And I'm not talking about the fruit. Moving on. So, if you want to get some merch for the 4-year anniversary, it is up on the website. You can order it from Teespring. It's definitely drop ship. I have nothing to do with how that package gets to your house other than making the product or helping to make the product. I appreciate you if you buy any merch. Keep it because I won't be keeping it on that site for long. Okay, so it's She Gets It shop with Teespring. All right, I will put the link in the bio so you know. If you ever looking for how can you support She Gets It podcast, you can go to the Instagram at Shambi Podden. The link is in the bio above. You can click on it and you can get something for you while you support me, or you can just support with greenery by going on Red Circle and clicking the link and supporting with whatever you want to support with. Either way, I appreciate it. And also, if you want to drop a review for my 4-year anniversary, I would appreciate it. I need more reviews. I know sometimes because I went from Anchor to Red Circle, She Gets It podcast shows up twice. On Apple, it shows up twice. On other podcast platforms, I talk to Apple, they won't change it. I talk to Anchor, they won't change it. It's just shit that just duplicated in the switch of things. For right now, I don't see myself going back to Anchor FM at all because I like Red Circle for the most part. I like the feedback and the analytics that they give me. So that's going to be where I'm at. So if you see one of the podcasts that has like, I think 20 something reviews, that's the older one. If you see the one with less reviews, that's a new one. I need more reviews under that one. There's no way to differentiate it except by looking at how many episodes I've done so far. So the one with the most episodes that shows like over 900 and something episodes, that's the recent one. That's the one I need reviews on. So if you want to support that way, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the shops. Now let's get back to the show. Thank you. All right, so the most memorable episode that I've done thus far is review your R&Rs. Can I tell you what the fuck that was about as of right now? No, I haven't listened to it in years. The other episode is Make Your Own Healing Rituals. That was season 14. Check that one out. The other episode that I liked that I did was called Karmic Partners. That was March 11th, 2020. Damn. And that has gotten 961 listens so far. So basically just look at Karmic partners or love interest and see what it's about. But a lot of people feel like they've met soulmates, and sometimes people that you have like a love energy with gives you the vibes of a soulmate. But if it's limited and y'all can't grow together in a positive, healthy way, then it's probably a karmic partner. So if you're interested in that episode, you could check that one out. Crooked P problems. I want to say that this is the episode that Drake from Everything Culture first got introduced to me on, and he was like, what the hell is this? And he realized that maybe I do talk in an eclectic way, but I'm definitely gonna bring it around full circle for you to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. So check out that one. Crooked pee problems. When I pee, I do pee towards the left, so I do scoot a little bit to the right when I squat. Can't tell you why, that's just what happens. Okay, yoni eggs. I did talk about yoni eggs in 2019. That was, to be exact, February 27, 2019. I had an episode about yoni eggs, so check that one out. But those were like my most memorable episodes thus far. Now, what else do I have to say? I never started She Gets It podcast knowing that in 2022 I'll still be doing it. I just wanted to talk about what I was thinking. But it was better than talking to a person with wasted interests. And when I say that, I'm not saying that I don't have quality people to talk to, but I wanted to talk about things I was thinking in a way that will possibly help somebody that was also going through a weird time in their life, that was also sort of thinking the same thing. So it's kind of like when you listen to my different episodes, I want people to get reassurance in the fact that you're not crazy, or you're not, being sporadic by trying for yourself or going forward with your own projects. You're not insane for doing things other people wouldn't do. Everybody's not built to do it. Everybody can't do it. If it ain't real, keep that shit, right? And I know I'm not the only one that feels like that. So every day, do your best to do what you need to do. If you're in a place or you're in a position in life and you don't like it and you don't feel good about it, find a way to get out of it so you don't have to have that be your everyday feel. And that's how I feel about podcasting. That's how I feel about being an adult and being a mom and having to work and pay for shit. If I don't like where I'm working, I'm going to change it. It's not because I don't know how to keep a job. It's that I don't let a job keep me in a miserable place. I don't let a job snatch my soul. And a lot of people are out here letting jobs snatch their soul because they have to pay bills every month. They know they keeping you in a life lock. They know that they keeping you in a constant rotation to never get above, the water to, be still treading the water, slightly about to drown. But, if I just don't be late, or if I just don't get fired, I'll be able to keep my apartment or keep my car or be able to put food on my table. And nobody should have to live like that. So if you don't like how you're living, basically what I'm saying is fucking fix it. Stop waiting on some imaginary man to come into your life and fix it. Stop waiting on some woman to feel sorry for you and come into your life and fix it so you don't have to work so hard. And stop waiting for somebody to basically feel sorry for you and do for your kids because it's too hard for you to do for them. That's what I'm saying. Some tips for keeping the seasons coming. Shoot. I've been sharing mad tips on TikTok. My TikTok is at Shambi Podden. Very easy to find. Same thing like my Twitter. Same thing like my IG. And I've been dropping super gems about podcasting. I think if you read more, you'll always have content. I feel like if you watch documentaries, that's one of my favorite shits to do. You'll always have content. Talk to people who are smart, people who have wisdom, people who, okay. A lot of people will be like, okay, you got all this dating advice and relationship advice, but you don't date. Yeah, but I also talk to friends who are single men with great jobs and look nice and have nice things, and they go out on dates and they talk to me. I may not drop names, but their experiences, I share my feedback when they talk to me. And that's basically the feedback I'm sharing with y'all. I have friends who are married, friends who are engaged, friends who are single. And I talk about things that they talk to me about in a way where they're venting or, shit might be a real issue. And I'm a human. And yeah, maybe I'm not in a relationship, but I have had 5 relationships with different men who are not the same. I don't have a type. And none of my exes look the same. I like people's mentality first before I like just what they look like. I've never been with a man because I like the things he has. It's more so like who his character was and what he's passionate about, period. Not everybody's passionate and not everybody believes in themselves to push themselves. So there's that. Discuss your own experiences. A lot of what I talk about is my own experience with shit. And my books is my own experiences that I've been having over the years with people. Invest in research in podcast options. That's going to give you content because I don't know why people are so scared of sharing the cons about podcasting or the shit that you go through in podcasting that's like, damn, am I wasting my time doing this? Am I wasting my money investing in this, equipment? You have to learn how to make it work for you. Like if you're podcasting to the point where you're spending hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on equipment so you can sound good, so you can make your show entertaining, you might as well make that shit a fucking business and write that shit off. Period. Right? Me getting a new laptop that works efficiently, I wrote that shit off of my taxes. Me buying podcast equipment and mics and soundproofing shit, I wrote that shit off of my taxes. Me utilizing a room in my house to record, I wrote that shit off of my taxes. Like, learn to legally back yourself up in the choices that you are making while you're podcasting. Don't be going in a hole of nonsense because you're not executing your knowledge on what the hell you're doing in a way where it's profitable for you. Okay? Make it make sense. All right? Research your guests and your topics. That is definitely a good tip to keep seasons coming, because I will tell you now, like, for season 17, what I have coming up is very simple. I don't have any guests that I can tell you right now that's coming on that episode yet, but I'm sure I will find at least a couple. I like doing She Gets It podcast solo because it gives me a lot more freedom, and I don't have to wait for somebody to be ready to record. I can just record when I want to. I can edit when I want to. I can put out the content when I want to. But what I do like about being able to research my guests is it's actually somebody that I want to talk to. It's actually somebody that I want to get to know. It's actually somebody that I want to share with y'all. And I feel like deserve to be shared with y'all. So if you do those small tips right there, I guarantee you your seasons won't slow down. The next season is really about resetting and focusing and just making sure your ducks are in a row. So it's going to be good. It's probably going to attract some new people because they're going to be like, what's this by the cover? Because it doesn't look like any of my covers. But it's going to be a good season, and I'm going to keep it true to me. You know. What else do I want to talk about? Podcast must-haves. So at the beginning when I started podcasting, I know I told y'all I didn't have no mic. I had my iPhone and my iPhone headphones with the cord. Wasn't no Bluetooth shit, okay? Most of the time when it comes to Bluetooth, I haven't came across a Bluetooth mic or a headphone that sounds really clear with podcasting. None, okay? And I would say podcast must-haves is a good mic, a good editor system to edit your podcast. A lot of podcasters don't edit their own podcasts, but I do. A good pixel cover, okay? Usually 1400 by 1400 is what the standard podcast cover pixel should be. If you're on a digital platform or a social media platform that requires a different size, then that's something different. But usually that's the size that you can put on t-shirts that shows up really clear. You could put on for your cover for different podcast platforms, and it looks really clear and professional. A good intro is a must-have that you should have for podcasting, okay? When your intro comes on, people should know this is the beginning of the show. This is Shan. She about to close out and get into the details of the show. Get ready. Get ready to motherfucking clown around, okay? Make a good intro, and please, please, please research your motherfucking topics. Sometimes I hear people talk about things and they don't mention the good shit about what they're talking about. How the fuck did y'all miss that? And sometimes people talk about things and they mention too much to the point where I'm done listening about this. So you have to know if you're sharing enough, if people will want to be interested in what you're sharing, or you just running your fucking mouth. You gotta know when to stop. You gotta know when to pivot. You gotta know when you possibly should take a break because you've been talking a lot. You've been talking a lot. You sound dry. Sometimes it sounds like you don't want to do this. People pick up on that. It's just like a regular conversation. I know when my mom is talking to me and it's time for us to get off the phone. I'm not the type of person that's going to get off the phone and be like, I'm going to call you later. If I'm not going to call you later, I'm not one of those people. I hate that shit. Yes, that's what I have for podcast must-haves. I want to talk about some of my favorite podcasts to listen to. And then I feel like I'll be done talking your head off on this Wednesday morning. If you are living in your head, if you feel stuck, if you just want to laugh, if you want knowledge, if you want to learn something, if you want your business to be better, my favorite podcast to listen to that I don't know these people personally is Self-Care with Maui, Talk is Talk, So Shameless. They have long ass episodes and they have episodes that are not so long, but either way, it's a good insight as to just seeing a group of people grow with different personalities. On Purpose is a great episode, a great podcast to listen to. episodes are not that long, but when he talks, I feel like he's talking directly to me, and I like that. Wild Black, they're out of Atlanta. That's a great podcast to listen to. I love the people that they pick to talk to, their guests. I love the insight. I love their questions. And Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, I've been listening to this podcast for 3 years now, and I love the fact that it's by a Black man who has a family, who has daughters, who's about creating business and windows of opportunity for other creators and business people. He shares his failures, he shares his insight, and he's always sharing ways to be better in business and to grow in business. And I feel like if you are not listening to one of his episodes or any of his episodes and you have a business, there's probably something that he can teach you, and it's called Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Also, I would like to give a specific shout out to Black Love Matters, BLA, no C, K, no K, BLAC, Love Matters. That's what it is. I had to think about it, how it would be written without having it written down. Niram and Nyambi, these two have been mentally in my head, in my ears for over 3 years now, I feel like. And whether it's on my drive to work, me in the house, me working for corporate, and just having people who get it, just having people who are knowledgeable about different workspaces and needing a timeout and needing a time away and not working so much and remembering how to do for self in the process. Black Love Matters podcast, get into it. It's a heart. It's black and white, and it has red in the writing. I support them. I don't know them personally, never met these people in real life, but I rock with them and I rock with their purpose. So in podcasting, don't get yourself overwhelmed. I feel like I shared what I needed to share about podcasting. I'm glad that I chose to create She Gets It Podcasts. I wouldn't call myself solely just a podcaster because I'm a creator. I draw, I illustrate, I paint, I design, I write books, I work on projects. I've done murals for many people. I've designed things for many people. I just love creatively staying busy and staying focused on something that gives a return on investment. Okay, and podcasting is just one of those avenues for me. If you want to find me, you can find me at whoisshan.com. You can email me at shegetsitpod@gmail.com. You can hit me on one of my pages at Shanby Podden, whether it's IG, TikTok, or Twitter. Either way, if you don't come in there looking Spanish with numbers in your name, if you don't come here in my messages talking about hello, I won't delete you. If you try to follow me on any social media and your shit is private and I don't know you, I'm gonna block you. If you try to follow me and you have 0 posts, I'm gonna block you because what are you gonna do? You scared to show yourself? I don't know you, but you want to know me? No. So there's that. I'm Shan. My name is Chantal. Legally, that's what my mom named me. I'm out here in these streets on this mic, talking to you, right? This is Shan's podcast, one of my podcasts. If you want to check out all of my podcasts, check them out on Red Circle. Check them out on your podcast platforms. I'm about to do the rundown. You ready? Let's go. She Gets It Pod, The Real Relationship Rapport, Loudmouth Stereo Podcast, Cozy Womb Podcast, and So What Page You On Bit Podcast. And my child, Anya, my oldest, has a podcast called Girls Love. If you want to check it out, it's very entertaining. She's not as consistent as me because she is a kid. All right, I don't force her to do it. She does it because she wants to. Anyway, I will check you guys next week, Wednesday. I got a few more episodes before I close out this season. I hope you guys been enjoying it. I really appreciate the love. I appreciate the support, and thank you. Thank you. Peace. I want to thank you for listening to my goddamn show. And if you don't know where I got this song, I'll tell you, are you really black? Are you really soulful if you don't know where the fuck I got that from? Thank you for enjoying the show. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you for dropping a review. Thank you for buying merch. Thank you. Because you ain't have to listen to me because I know you got some place to be. Peace out.